I'm sports editor Nicholas Huba. Again with me is Mike McGarry. We're at the MAAC tournament in AC. A year ago we stood here kind of previewing what we thought would be a great event. 3 days in, and then the coronavirus took hold, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, we had no idea what was going to happen. I remember I went to, we did the preview video here. I went to a women's game at 9 a.m. one morning, and then 2 days later it was all over. So it's a year later. The MAAC has made it back. I think you said before we started videoing here that they played 89% of their games, and we're ready for March Madness to come to Atlantic City, 2021 COVID-19 pandemic style.
You know, this is supposed to be the return of college basketball. You know, the men's side, it's really interesting. And I think one of the more interesting stories is there's a two-time national championship coach on one of the schools.
Right, exactly. And that, of course, is Rick Pitino of Iona. Iona is a perennial MAAC power. Pitino returns to college basketball. Of course, Kentucky, Louisville, Providence, the New York Knicks, Boston Celtics. The interesting thing about Iona is they are going, because of their COVID-19 shutdowns, they are going to come into this tournament as the number 7 seed. Their roster is as talented as any men's team in the MAAC, but they will probably be a number 6 or number 7 seed. So, you know, God help the number 2 seed that had a great regular season, and it could be Monmouth that all of a sudden is facing Iona in the quarterfinals.
Also the oldest backcourt in the tournament at like 48 years old combined, he was telling us on the conference call on Monday. So they have an experienced backcourt, and we all know guards win in March in a way. You mentioned Monmouth. Monmouth, one of the real reasons why we're in Atlantic City for the MAAC tournament after about 6 years ago, and what happened.
Yeah, you look at the MAAC standings and you see why. Siena, another perennial MAAC powerhouse. This tournament was held in Albany for years, which is basically Siena's home court. Monmouth had enough of that. They said, hey, let's shift this tournament around, and if you're going to present a problem, you got to solve the problem. So Monmouth said, how about Atlantic City? So you look at the top 4 in the MAAC right now. You've got Siena, you've got Monmouth, you've got a very good Marist team, my alma mater, look out for them, and St. Peter's. They're the top 4 seeds, probably the top 4 seeds on the men's side, and then you've got Rick Pitino and Iona, which again has only played, I believe, 10, 11, 12 games because of the COVID-19 shutdowns, lurking as a number 6, 7, maybe even a number 8 seed.
It's interesting. You talk about St. Peter's. Shaheen Holloway, the former St. Pat's great, is the coach there. He has some history in the city. Yeah,
Shaheen Holloway, when he was at St. Pat's, played down here in the Atlantic City area, an event out at St. Augustine Prep. There's got to be a lot of familiar names that you're used to seeing in the MAAC tournament down this way. Pitino, obviously, King Rice, and another great name. The MAAC filled with talented players, a lot of them with Jersey roots.
On the women's side, what are you looking forward to?
Well, again, I think the story there is Marist College. Marist is a
Did you not send your alumni check this year?
Marist is a perennial MAAC power. They are the top seed this year. They should be the top seed this year, but they haven't won this tournament since 2014. They were runner-ups in 2018 and 19. Of course, 2020 never happened. So it's been a while since Marist has been to the NCAA tournament. And at one point, I believe the Marist women between 2005 and 2014, or 2004 to 2014, went to the NCAA tournament 9 out of 10 years. So they haven't won this event since 2014. They're playing well. They come in as one of the top seeds this year. They're really the story to follow on the women's side.
Also, we'll have some fans here, not fans, but friends and family of the players, which is the first time that these people will see their children, their friends playing a game, which is, it's kind of interesting in a way and really kind of weird.
That's the great part about this tournament. Doing some research to prepare for this tournament, I stumbled upon an article in one of the Albany papers about Siena where they talked to the Siena parents. They haven't had a chance to see their kids play all season long. They were ecstatic that they were going to get a chance to come to Atlantic City to watch their kids play. And again, as I wrote in a column in last week's Press of Atlantic City, you're seeing fans come back on the high school level, you see them come back on the college level, you see them come back on the pro level, and it's a small sign that maybe, hey, we're headed in the right direction.
As you wrote in your column about the high school dad kind of heckling the ref at the game.
Right.
It'll be great to hear a parent yell at a ref. Like, you'll just be like, bring a little tear to your eye. We're getting there. We're almost there.
And enough of the can noise. I want to hear real live chants of defense. Enough of the can noise.
They'll be here. They're starting Monday. They're going to run through Saturday. And the selection Sunday is next Sunday. And they'll probably be 16, 15 seat area.
Probably, depending on who wins it. Definitely probably a 16, 15 type of seed. But hey, I'm going to go on the record right now. If it's the Iona men that come out of here and they're a 16 or 15 seed, I wouldn't want to be the number 2 or number 1 seed going up against Rick Pitino. I think that's a major story this week to follow, the return of Rick Pitino to March Madness.
Guys, you can follow all Mike's coverage. I'll be here a couple days. We'll have our photographer Ed Lee will be here. Follow all the coverage at PressiveAC.com.